29th, 2026. I would never hurt myself regardless of praying to my downfall, and I say that respectfully. Kindness is an accepting at the end of the day of self-reflection. It be chicks and dudes that say, hold on one second, I want to make you bent out of shit because you understand not to project yourself. The projection at the end of the day, to fumble yourself. They would never understand what it took for you to understand your self-reflection. They would never understand that, hold on one second, your heavenly mother, Father God never overlooked you when it comes to your protection. Healing open wounds when it comes to pain. They would never understand, hold on one second, was far from fame. Because you wasn't doing it for likes and views or clout chasing or fame. You wasn't doing it for likes and views or clout chasing or fame. When God allowed you to see that, hold on one second, balance yourself today. Even when you get lost in your words, at the end of the day, the enemy's plotting on your downfall. But hold on one second, you was far from pretending, being authentic, moving differently. Concerned chicks and dudes who try to antagonize you, try to school you at the end of the day to humble you. But you've been humble since a child point of view, dealing with spiritual warfare since a youngin'. It'd be the train of thought for me. They would never understand you was far from dysfunctional. Because that childhood wound went into your adulthood. They would never understand how, hold on one second, you took a chance on changing your life for all the right reasons. Who would have knew that God was holding your hand? You didn't have to worship the devil good day, bad day, misunderstanding day. You got shakes and dudes praying on your downfall, but God didn't make a mistake. God revealed that you wasn't your worst enemy. Only rest to hold on one second. You didn't run from your reflection when it comes to your past, taking account for your actions. They would never understand how you step in. Never give up on yourself when someone's praying on your downfall. You know, Loving yourself is not a crime. Practice makes perfect. They would never understand the hands of time of being different. They would never understand that loving yourself, hold on one second, made a difference. Being patient with time and day when folks ain't cheering you on. You're your biggest cheerleader. At the end of the day, would never understand how truly strong you are. You got an energy harvesting, magic, spell work, or whatever the case may be. But hold on one second, you didn't lose. You was far from pretending. Even when they praying on your downfall, who wouldn't let you continue to show up for yourself? Because God balanced your smile to fix your crown. Hold on one second, that testimony hits differently. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. I would never hurt myself regardless of praying to my downfall. I'm far from a hater. Always be yourself and no messages. I'm Naya, Genuine Love Respect, and I go live every night at 10:15 p.m. Be yourself.